Hey there students, it's Miss Adams, and in this video we're going to learn about solving simple equations. Alright, so some of this may seem like review from stuff you've learned in pre-algebra. That's okay. Addition, subtraction, and substitution properties of equality is basically saying if you add or subtract the same number, you have to do it to both sides of the equal sign so that things stay equivalent. Equivalent means that they're equal and the things are balanced on both sides. So you can do that with addition and subtraction. The substitution property of equality says that if A equals B, then I can substitute A for B, or I can substitute B for A, and the expression will stay the same, or the equation will stay the same. All right, solving equations using addition and subtraction. I want to solve my equation, the first one for x. I want to get x by itself. It is currently connected to a 3 by subtraction. I want to undo that subtraction. So its inverse operation, its opposite, is addition. So I'm going to add 3 to both sides. Okay, whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other to keep it in balance. So negative 3 plus 3, that becomes 0. So I'm going to cancel that out. And I get x equals negative 2. All right, then I have 0.9 equals y plus 2.8. I want to get y by itself. It's connected to 2.8 by addition. So I'm going to subtract to get y alone. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other. 2.8 minus 2.8 becomes 0. That's going to disappear. I get negative 1.9 equals y, which is the same as y equals negative 1.9. It's okay that they are in different orders. All right, the multiplication and division property of equality say basically the same thing. If I multiply on one side of the equal sign, I have to multiply on the other side of the equal sign so that I keep things balanced. And same for division. If I divide one half of the equation by something, I have to divide the other half of the equation. I have to do it to all the parts so that the equal sign stays balanced. All right, solving equations using multiplication or division. I have n over 5, and there's a negative out front. So negative n over 5 equals negative 3. I want to get n by itself. It's connected to that negative 5 by division. I'm going to go ahead and put the negative down with the 5 because I can get rid of them at one time. I need to get rid of divide by negative 5. The inverse is multiply. So I'm going to multiply both sides by negative 5. Negative 5 divided by negative 5 becomes 1, so it divides out, and I get positive n equals negative 3 times negative 5, and negative times a negative becomes a positive, so I get positive 15. All right, number 2, this one looks a little tricky. I have pi times x equals negative 2 pi. So again, I'm trying to solve for x. I know that pi seems like a variable, but it's actually a number. It's standing for a number. And I can divide those out. So I want to get x by itself. It's connected to the pi by multiplication. So I'm going to undo my multiplication by using division. I'm going to divide both sides by pi. Pi divided by pi becomes 1. And pi over pi on the other side also becomes 1. So I have x equals, on the right side, I'm left with just negative 2. So x equals negative 2. Number 3, I have 1.3z equals 5.2. I'm going to divide both sides by 1.3 to get z by itself. It's connected by multiplication, so I'm going to undo it with division. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other. 1.3 divided by 1.3 becomes 1, so I have 1z equals 5.2 divided by 1.3 gives me 4. So z equals 4. All right. Modeling real life. In the 2016 Olympics, Usain Bolt won the 200-meter dash with a time of 19.78 seconds. Using the distance formula, D equals R times T, find his average rate of speed to the nearest hundredth of a meter per second. So first I need to set up an equation. So D equals RT, distance equals rate times time. They gave me some information. I want to find his average rate. So I'm trying to find R. So R is going to be left as an R, and the other pieces are going to be filled in with a number. The distance was a 200-meter dash, so my distance was 200. and my time is 19.78. So I'm going to fill all those pieces into that formula. Distance was 200. Rate is going to stay R. Time is 19.78. I'm going to divide both sides by R, or by 19.78 to get R by itself. It's connected by multiplication. So I'm going to undo it with division. That's going to divide out. 200 divided by 19.78 is going to give me 10.1112 approximately. So Bolt's average speed was 10.11 meters per second. All right. You clean a community park for 6.5 hours. You earn $43.88. What is your hourly wage? Okay, so we need to think this through and set up an equation. So you know that you're doing it for 6.5 hours and you earn a total of $43.88. So I want to know, how much am I getting paid per hour? So $43.88 is equal to 6.5 hours times your rate. Okay, so you work for this many hours times however much you get paid an hour, and your total was $43.88. I could have flipped that in the other direction if I wanted. I want to solve for R, so I'm going to divide both sides by 6.5. 43.88 divided by 6.5 gives me 6.75. So your hourly rate is about $6.75 per hour. All right, see you next time.